Before I start with the actual review of Napoleon Total War, I should probably confess that I suck at Total War games. I'm completely locked into the civilization way of thinking about these kind of games. So I try to turtle up as much as I can, which always ends up in the game punishing me for not being fast enough. That said though, Napoleon Total War is a total war game. That means you get the entire package. You get a great strategy simulator where you have to balance democracy, your taxes, buildings, and your troops. And you also get a I should say awesome tactical mode where you command your troops on the battlefield. Now the strategy part, well, it's good and it's fun. It's complex enough to give me a headache most of the time. As I said, it's very, very focused on getting things done in a certain time frame, otherwise you lose. And this is because the game follows, at least in the main part of the game, follows Napoleon on his campaigns throughout the world. Everything from going to Egypt to Europe to Waterloo. Now, that's my main problem with the game, is that I tend to, as I said, turtle up, and well, the game wants you to be on the offensive, which I can understand because the offensive means you get to play the tactical mode. Now, by doing missions and doing side missions that you receive during the strategy part of the game, you unlock new units. There's a lot of units to play around with, and that keeps my interest up. Also, well, considering there's a lot of different campaigns to play through, there's also a lot of different environments that you will play in, which is also great. The tactical mode, though, has always been at the heart of the Total War games, and just like, well, more or less every other game in the series, it's mind-blowingly detailed. It's difficult. You really have to think through your troop placement and how to, well, you have to micromanage them. When should they just fire at enemies? When should they go into melee? When should they run? All that kind of stuff. And you also, of course, have to plan how to take villages, how to take castles, and so forth. It should be said that even though it focuses on Napoleon now and the other single-player campaigns, when you play nations like Britain and Prussia fighting against Napoleon, it doesn't really add that much to the table since Empire Total War. I think the AI now is better. It has some really odd moments in Empire because the AI did some stupid stuff while I just, well, more or less eradicated them. Now that's done a lot better, and that's a good thing. But otherwise, this is more or less like Empire Total War. And for me, who's not really interested in that part of Europe's story, it's hard to really get immersed in the game. But, of course, it's really well done. Creative Assembly, they can take these two kind of modes that usually be separate games and just put them together and just come up with this awesome combination of the two. So if you like the old Total War games, you probably know exactly what to expect now, and well, you probably already decided to get it because, well, you just want more of the same. If you're a new player, well, you might as well start with Empire Total War. So Napoleon Total War is in no way a disappointment. Creative Assembly are doing what they do best, even though I must say that I now hate officially the British. I'm sorry, Great Britain, but you've been driving me crazy over the last week or so, so one day I'll get back to you.